Good evening. Good evening. A lot of you are asking who will win the Russia and Ukraine war? Well, let's try to answer that. First of all, both Russia and Ukraine started and went on this war on the wrong premises or the wrong information, the wrong belief. They were furthest from the truth as possible, both Russia and Ukraine. Let's look at first Russia. Russia thought, as you can see, Ukraine will take NATO membership. So, because of that, the border between Ukraine and Russia, this entire part will become NATO. So, Russia and NATO will come very close, and Russia didn't want that. So, they attacked Ukraine. Now, what Ukraine thought is that okay, we want to be part of NATO, and NATO wants to take us as well. So, they continued for NATO membership, EU membership, and they thought if Russia attacked them, then NATO and EU will help them. But nobody helped them. So what happened is that when the war started, Ukraine asked for NATO membership, asked for EU membership, asked for no fly zone over Ukraine. Nothing happened. So NATO said we can't do more than what we're already doing. So fundamentally, Ukraine had made a mistake. They thought that NATO would take them and support them, but they were not. So they made a mistake. They were on the false or wrong premises. Same for Russia. They also thought that NATO and Ukraine will become together and they would come close to us. So in a way, both of them started on the wrong foot and both of them started with the falsehood. So both of them has no option but to lose. Why? Because again we have to come back to Gandhi, who has said many times, and this is the truth, that only truth will give ahimsa and you will win. With falsehood, wrong understanding, wrong belief, you will have to fight, there will be himsa, and still you will not be able to win. So this is happening right now. So who will be the winner? None. Both of them will be the losers. There is a possibility that this central river going through the Ukraine will be split up like East and West, like East Germany, West Germany, like North Korea, South Korea, like India and Pakistan, like East Pakistan, West Pakistan, like China and Taiwan. So this is the unfortunate part, that if this happens, again the East Ukraine, which is part of Russia, will be pro-Russia, and the West Ukraine, which is part of Europe and NATO, will become pro-Europe, pro-NATO. So again, through this river, these two portions will always be constantly at war. Just like India-Pakistan border, it will become a heated border. Again, Ukraine will be the greatest loser, Russia will be the losers, NATO and Europe will be the losers. Just like the fight between India and Pakistan, only both countries are to lose. Just because there is no other option. So the best option for Ukraine is, and for all of us actually, for Russia, Europe, is that okay, we confirm that we will become neutral. Will not be part of NATO, will not be part of Russia, will be as close to Russia as will be close to Europe. So we will remain a buffer state between Russia and NATO, and that's the best for the world. And unfortunately, this should have been their stand from day one. They made a mistake, and so has Russia. Now some people ask that will India be a winner in this war? It is very difficult, because again India has strategic interest with both Russia as well as Europe, and if there is a constant fight between the Russia and the Europe, or the Russia and the NATO, India will have to constantly take a side, and that is not a side which we want to take. Imagine if Singapore had to take a side between China and US, it will be very difficult, right? So Again, Ukraine has to remain independent, has to remain close friends with both Russia and Europe. That's the best way to go, and hopefully that will happen. So just wanted to share this video with you all. Thank you.